Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on head and it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. You know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and of course, joining me every week, my amazing co-host, DJ extraordinaire, Big Boscoe from the Bronx.
I hope you can hear me now.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Man, I don't know what's going on, man. Anyway, it was so much I wanted to talk about offline, but I'm trying to hook my mic up and I'm listening to y'all talk like that. I can't say nothing.
That was cool because I got to threaten you and everything. You
I heard everything. That's why I hung up on your ass. I heard everything y'all was saying.
Hello, how are you?
All's good. I put everything's all right. I put it that way.
Okay.
Everything ain't good. Everything is it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Okay. So
Last 2 days have been great.
I'm gonna just introduce a little bit different because I know it's going to kind of roll into.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to just keep it going with like open discussion where we're going to talk about a couple of different things from current topics to real life stuff and all of that good stuff. So first, as usual, before we get into the mental health check-in, let me say one thing. Thank you. So to anybody who has watched the replay, who has reposted, who has shared content, who has like DM'd myself, Bosco, anybody who continuously supports, even if you're new, old, or whatever, especially over the last 2 weeks, even though I know we weren't here last week, but it's been great just to get the feedback. And super shout out to the YouTube replay, who still is sending in stuff, sending in feedback, liking videos, going through and wanting to support other people who have been on the show. So that's super great. So I just want to say thank you. And if you're new, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. You can like us on Facebook, Spotify, all that stuff. Just go on all of them. So thank you. Now, for the mental health check-in. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. It's been crazy. As I said yesterday on my Facebook wall, this guy, killed himself at work. Well, he didn't work, but he was a guest. And it was sad because, we seen him and he was joyous and everything, got a drink, and next thing you know, he was gone. And it kind of affected everyone.
Oh, wait, back up. You saying he was out with you guys first?
Well, he had come down to the bar, and he came down like, hey, he's talking, ordered a drink or two. Then, he was like, I see y'all later. He went to his room. And the next thing you know, the housekeeper came down and she's all frantic. What the hell going on? Mm-hmm. And we found out the dude went up there and shot himself. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, it was crazy. And it kind of like, it was eerie because see, the building or the property that our hotel is built on used to be a sheriff's department. People have died in that sheriff's department. And we always wonder, why would you put a hotel there? And it's the biggest one in the city, and it's just crazy. But as for my mental health, it's all right. I went through some stuff today. It's a family issue. And I'll talk to you offline about it. Okay. Just a lot of stuff with a lot of craziness. But I'm here, and it's Wu-Tang Wednesday. I'm good though.
As for me, I think I'm okay. I'm gonna say I'm in a good headspace. I don't have no complaints for real.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say is something that we discussed, and I think it's going to kind of take us into where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
What I think is significant, and I think we don't really pay attention. You know, how we always say how the universe and God align
Mm-hmm.
things and people in our lives when you least expect it. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you have people in place in your life where even when you're going through like not even just difficult but happy times or whatever, just a person that seems extremely genuine, thoughtful, and that listens is truly significant, especially for the person that feels like we always say we can be the person that show up for everybody else,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's like you don't get the how are you da 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 da.
Yeah.
But I can actually say that over the last couple of weeks,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've had a good support system. I've had people been placed in my life that make me smile every day, or you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, just make me know that there's a significance there. That it's not just I don't always have to just pour out. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, or just consume everybody else, and it's also like that shoulder that you can lean on, and all of those different things, or just to make you feel like you know
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's like a good
Yeah.
escape, good conversation, good all of that stuff. So I
Yeah.
think we gotta really acknowledge those people that's in our lives as well, and I think that's extremely important. So to those who know what I'm talking about
Yeah.
and who have been that person
Mm-hmm.
throughout these last couple of weeks, thank you. So, but I can honestly say that helps me be in a good headspace where so I could have been in a bad headspace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm good.
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, and I don't even know if he on here or not. But before he
Mm-hmm.
come in here with his bullshit, and you can tell him if he do, because I haven't seen him say anything.
Cool.
So y'all know me and J Bad go at it all the time,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? But Jay Jay sent me lunch one day. I don't even know if he on here or not. I'm sorry, my value Monday. So he sent me lunch one day at work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I was having a hectic day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot going on. And he hit me up and was like, send me your job address. I'm going to send you lunch. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, hmm? And I think it was a good gesture. And I just want to publicly say thank you. I appreciate it. And it did put a smile on my face. I was like doing walk-ins. I was training. There was a whole bunch going on. And everybody was like, oh, that was nice. So, it's just like just to be
Mm-hmm.
feel appreciated was great. So if you listening, thank you.
Word.
So that was nice.
All right.
You want to cut off?
You start off. I don't have my notes in front of me because I'm on my phone.
Well, you started us off with some deep stuff, so I'm gonna just go right into it. So I know you mentioned when we talked, you mentioned significance of, and we always start off with like mental health and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the significance and importance, and this is actually your topic, so I kind of wanted you to take us into it, and then you can do what you say.
Wait a minute. My bad, Jimmy. That was my laptop. Oh, yeah, mental health. I think one of the problems we have with mental health, we like to compare whose mental health is more important. And it's not the point on whose mental health is more important. It's more of mental health, period. It don't matter if you're man, female, male or female. Mental health is mental health. Yes, some of us do go through things more than others, and men tend to be more mentally stronger than women, but that doesn't mean men don't deal with a lot of stuff. We just Men and women deal with mental health issues differently. Um, anyway, um, we deal with mental health differently. And with us men, we hold a lot in. And we hold a lot in for a lot of reasons. And this is dealing with men and women. When dealing with men, we hold stuff in from other men because, other men will call us soft, or they'll be like, look, man up, da 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 da. And okay, it's cool, man up. But there's sometimes things happen to where you just can't take it mentally. You can be as strong as you want to be. You can lift 400 pounds. You can run 10 miles a day. You can have a 45 to 50-inch vertical. But what's going on up here is totally different. And see, a lot of men don't understand that with other men, especially with black men, because we have a real bad problem in our community with dealing with depression. And in terms of the women dealing with men, we don't express it to women because some women will be like, you're not a real man. You need to be stronger than that, blah, 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 blah. So with us, it comes from both. It comes from both. And I'm not going to say one side hits harder than the other. It's the point when you're going through some stuff, it's bad, period. No matter who's saying, it doesn't matter if the woman is saying to you, you're not a real man, da 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 da, or the man said, oh, you need to man up. It doesn't matter. Either way, both hit the same way, and we need to stop being afraid to talk to people or seeking help. And like I had posted on my wall earlier, or yesterday, but it might have been earlier this morning. I said, there's some things you don't say to a person going through with it. And before I go on there, I want to say, black men, black women, stop changing the acronym of PTSD. Stop changing what the acronym PTSD means. I've heard people say post-slave, stuff like that. Like, no, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. It's not post-traumatic slave disorder in terms of you are stuck in a mentality of being a slave. Cut that shit out. It's post-traumatic stress disorder. Just cut that bullshit, because it is what it is. It's a disorder. It's stress. It's traumatic. And it's after the trauma, what you deal with. There are things you don't say to people who are going through it. One you don't say is, what are you depressed for? You have everything. Kurt Cobain had everything. Robin Williams had everything. Dorothy Dandridge had everything. Billie Holiday had everything. Phyllis Hyman had everything. They all had everything. Monetarily, stuff like that. But the one thing they didn't have was peace of mind. That's why they're not here today. So never tell a person you got everything, because you don't know, this person is something missing from this person for them to feel the way they feel. Also,
can I touch for 1 second?
Yeah.
I just want to add one thing to that.
Mm-hmm.
So PTSD and SI, they can be linked, but they're different.
Yep.
Hear me out. So when you talk about post-traumatic, the key term in that is trauma. So when we link depression, and there's so many different forms of depression, I just want to be clear. So anybody who's dealing with that, we're not trying to misrepresent.
Right.
So what we want to say is, when we think about the PTSD, that's trauma in different forms, and everybody has different levels of trauma, and everybody has different ways of dealing with trauma. So when it comes to depression, if there may not be a traumatic experience, but there could just be something that's going on in your life that's causing depression.
Right.
So then when we talk about those people who you mentioned who may have taken their own lives, who had suicidal ideation, there cannot be any particular thing. Sometimes there's just an imbalance or something,
chemical imbalance,
that triggers you not wanting to be here or something else. So I just wanted to clarify, because I don't know to any psychiatrist, therapist, anybody on here. We're not saying we professional people, but I know a little bit, and I just wanted to clarify, so we're not trying to put out no misinformation.
Because see, with me, my PTSD is from sexual trauma. So that's what brings me That's why I suffer from it. And I also went through some physical trauma. Yeah. But yeah, you 100% right. I should have made that clear. Also, don't try to say, hey, let's go out and let's do this and do that, because the only thing you do is suppress it. Listen to the person. And the one thing I don't like, and I know this is going to anger people, I hate when people say to me, or say, you need to pray to God. And I'm saying that not in terms of any religion, is because I noticed when I got out of prison, I was staying in the shelter to get on my feet. And me and another Muslim brother, we wanted to pray. I was going through it. But me and him prayed a lot. And we went into the chapel together. We put out our rugs. We started praying. And the very ones who told me you need to pray are the same ones who pretty much threw stones at me. What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. You're disrespecting our chapel, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you guys say pray, right? That's what I'm doing. No, we don't do that in here. And I know people say, why are you always bashing Christians? No, I'm not bashing all Christians. I'm bashing those who feel like your faith is not good enough. It doesn't matter if you're Hebrew, Christian, Muslim, whatever you are. That's your thing. And respect that person. If that person likes just meditates, respect that person meditating. Don't say to them, you're praying to the wrong God, because you don't know. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't been to the other side yet. You don't even know if there is an other side yet. You're just going by faith. So don't tell a person they're praying to the wrong God or whatever entity they're praying to, because you don't know. You are walking by faith. You are going by a book just like everyone else. Those of us who don't read books like that, we're going by spirituality, what we experience. But the bottom line is, sometimes people just want to hear you. People just want to be heard. Mm-hmm. Give them a hug. Just talk to them. Hold their hand. Let them talk. Let them rant. Let them cry. Let them get angry. But let them express themselves. And don't tell them stuff that they don't want to hear. You shouldn't be depressed. What are you depressed about? Let's go do this. Let's go get drunk. Let's go get high. Let's go do the. Forget all that stuff. Because that's just a temporary solution to a permanent problem. You got to fix the problem. And getting drunk, getting high, hanging out all night, when you wake up the next morning, you still got that problem waiting on you. That's it.
Okay. I got a little input on that. I agree with everything that you said. I just want to add to it. Even when people have a difference of opinion.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay.
Even if we don't agree. And when I say that to a point of everything, you can have healthy debates, you can have healthy opinions, but I think in conversation comes knowledge and experience. And also what you mentioned and what you were referring to for me is considered cultural differences, or sometimes we're not culturally aware of someone else's. So even if I meditate, you pray, it doesn't mean that it's different. And sometimes that could be an educational moment where you can say, hey, you know, what you be doing? You know what I mean? And it could be explained. And then I can maybe learn something from you and whatever. That doesn't mean I have to agree with it or do it. And I think we always talk about we live in this hypersensitive world, right? Whereas though if I do something different from you, oh, it's wrong. If I like something that you don't like, oh, that's weird. It's corny. It's this, it's that, this, and the third. So I think we just got to get out of that mindset of assuming just because I don't agree with you or I don't have the same practice. And when it comes to culture, people can do what they want. Everybody is different. And I think that's the beauty of the world that we live in. But we also need to be cognizant and be mindful that somebody's going to have a difference of opinion. Either you can respect it or you can keep on moving. You ain't got to respect nothing. But that don't mean for you to put something down. I think it's also in how we approach and how we conversate and how we address, you know, certain things. What was the other thing?
I mean, I think that's the issue we do have. It's a big issue because we're in these times, and I hate this word. I hate the word hater because that's where we're at. If we disagree with something, you're a hater. You know, and I'm like, no, because see, the person you might say hating you that's hating, that person might be right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with music. Like, do you like so and so? Nah, I don't get down with that. Oh, you hating on them? How? I just don't listen to it. I'm not wishing the guy or woman any bad, a career crash. I'm not wishing. I'm just saying that's not what I get down with. But I'm a hater. See, that's that follower mentality or that sheep mentality that a lot of people within our community like to say. But those are the real sheep because you want people to agree with you. Sometimes it's good to disagree because see, you might learn something. You might learn something. See, within our community, and I'm going to talk about our community. It's like we don't want to learn. We don't want to expand. We want to stay stuck in this one mindset to where we have to agree with each other because we wear the same skin color. No, we don't have to agree. But that don't mean we don't get along. We just disagree. But we can still get along with each other, you know. But with our community, and I said, why are you talking about our community? Because I'm black. I'm not white. That's why. With our community, we feel like we have to stick with each other no matter what, whether the person is right or wrong. No, we don't. If you're wrong, I'm not co-signing nothing. Period. I'm like, nah, dude, that's wrong. 1 + 1 = 2. If you try to tell me 1 + 1 = 5, I'm like, no, it don't. It's 2 around the world. Like a pound of feathers weighs just as much as a pound of rock, a pound of brick. I mean, a ton of bricks and a ton of feathers weigh the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's around the world. It's about mass and volume. That's the only thing different, but it's still a pound or it's still a ton, whatever it is. And that's what we got to get in. We got to get out of that hater bullshit.
Yeah. JB says some people want to see you fall, which is true. But I knew that one. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back to this. When you sorry, y'all. I just like when you were talking about the whole depression thing and when people say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's why. Hear me out. We can't expect for people who really don't understand depression or know what you're going through internally. People are not mind readers.
Right.
If you don't want to hear something, say, hey, that's not a conversation that I want to have right now.
Right.
I think that's okay. But when you come off like, because you talking about that, then now it becomes, bitch, because you acting all you know what I mean? And I think that's the response. But I think the healthy conversation is to have, we don't know, a person that can smile every day and be depressed. Like you just said, when you opened up, the person, we're not going to schools where out of confidentiality or whatever, the person who you refer to was happy 1 minute, sociable, and a lot of times the most sociable person could be the most depressed person, or the person that could seem happy, like they got all their shit together, could be the most, drained person. But I also don't want to make people who out of genuine concern, like some people may think, okay, let me take you out to take your mind off it, even if it's for right now. That's a period where you're not in deep thought. So I don't want to tell people to not do that because that may be what someone needs in that moment. Right. So I don't want to discourage that, and we don't want to discourage that. But I think the healthier conversation is to, in that moment, is to maybe say, how can I be there for you? And create a safe space for that person to feel comfortable with opening up. And that's the other thing that we do. He can drop. This is another thing this is another thing that we do in our community that I don't like is, let's say Bosco confides in me about something, right? Me and you fall out. I tell everybody in the world your business. That is why a lot of people don't open up, because that's the number one reason, even in healthcare, that people say is, I ain't telling all of my business, and then not knowing it's a confidential. But we have to create, even in healthcare, we have to create a space, trust and build trust in relationships and respectful relationships where so people feel comfortable. And that's the same thing in our personal lives. If you don't create a space where someone knows that whatever I tell you will stay between me and you because I'm trusting you in this moment. I don't care if we fall out 18 years from now. Whatever you told me in confidence is not for the world to know.
Right.
That's a safe space. Now, if it's something where somebody is in danger, your life is in danger, that may be a little different. I might gotta get some people involved, right? But when it comes to being supportive, you gotta open those doors and not say, "Oh, you said the wrong thing." Because truth be told, everybody is not trained or equipped or knowledgeable to know it's no right thing to say to a person that's going through something.
Right. I agree. 100%.
So that's what that's what I would say. So I kind of want to not get into the habit of saying that. And not saying that it's wrong because that's how, and I just said it. People don't know what the fuck to say to me. Yeah, right, they don't. You know what I'm saying? And it's, but I also, and like I said, just having like professional conversation and realistic, and I think we get away from realistic conversations of the saying how we feel. Like I was talking to somebody, and I get called emotional. I do. I cry all that. I'm very emotional. I have not always been, but I would rather.
They call me high maintenance, so.
Yeah, I would rather be emotionally conscious and emotionally aware to be expressive than to not know how to express that. So I think when we tell people, "Oh, you're overly emotional," like you said, or "Oh, you just doing too much," you can have somebody shut down. So just imagine a person who needs to share, or who needs to be emotional and do all of these things. So I think within our culture, we're not inviting to emotional awareness and to be just literate of we can communicate and express certain things without feeling judged or having some type of prejudice being put on us for being like this. And I think that's a difference.
Yeah, I want to kind of like elaborate on what I was talking about when I meant about taking someone. You're right. You can't take someone out to eat. What I was actually saying, like, don't take someone out to just get drunk, stuff like that. It's good to take someone out to eat and talk and enjoy, but don't take someone out just to, just get drunk and stuff like that, because, alcohol will just exasperate. It'll just make things worse.
Don't tell Gerald that. Gerald be like, "Come on, we gonna go get some tequila." I be feeling all the way back.
It's okay to get a little drink, but
all we needed was some coffee.
It's okay to take someone out to get like a drink or whatever. But don't go out there having like taking down 3 shots of tequila and then some they're like 5 shots of sangria or something. 3 Bloody Marys and 2 Miller Lights. I threw the Miller Light in there for a reason.
You drink Miller Light?
Hell no, I don't drink beer. I don't like beer.
Who drink Miller Light?
I'm not a drinker. Or who drinks Miller Light? Yeah. It's not who drinks it, it's who don't like it.
Who don't like Miller Light?
You know who don't like Miller Light?
Who don't like Miller Light?
You know who don't like Miller Light? We're gonna talk about them in a minute. She gonna make me say it. Trump supporters don't like Miller Light.
Oh.
See, I'm trying not to say it. Because shout out to the Trump supporters. Thank you for viewing it. I was being funny, but I was trying not to put it out there but like that. But Coco, she didn't catch the pass. She dropped the pass in the Izzo. It's football season, so
being facetious. But no, I want to say one thing about Trump supporters, and this is not negative, and anybody, I don't care who feels some type of way. Over the last one, shout out to Mike Taylor. Shout out to Jude. That show that they was on is still doing numbers. And I will say this, I have had some Trump supporters reach out. I have seen some messages. And again, we say this is an open platform for people to voice their, express their.
Right.
I don't care how you feel. All is welcome. But what I will say, they've given positive feedback. And the one thing that was appreciated, that I will say this, a lot of Trump supporters do get a bad rep. But the ones who have contacted me, what they did was they appreciated that the platform allowed us where someone could be in support of Trump.
Yep.
But we did not judge them. We did not belittle them. We did not demean their character. And it was still like, okay, we might not agree with this, but we may agree with this. It's always good and bad and everything. And I think it's important that we have to bridge those gaps of communication where everybody can be heard. And it can be respectful. Now, granted, I ain't gonna let nobody be disrespectful.
Right.
Now, we will professionally check you. But you can say what you want to say. Just don't, don't get too carried away, because then
just be respectful.
Gemini's up here.
Is that all three of us? We got one behind the board too.
But what I will say is, thank you. And I did appreciate that feedback, and they knew where we stood as far as certain things, and they just appreciated that it was a space where it wasn't like we were biased and trying to persuade people to not. I don't care who you vote for.
Right.
Vote. It's your right to vote.
It's your right to vote.
I can't control, and I think we try to control what everybody else do so much. We can't. I mean, just think about it. Me and you talked about it. It's a lot of us that's like they gonna vote for him. What am I gonna say? You some shit if you do. If you, I can't listen. People gonna do what they gonna do. We can't control the world. We can only control ourselves. But I think we try to police everything else outside of us, and it creates a bigger issue. So with that being said, to those Trump supporters, and if you're watching and you're one of them, but you have not reached out, thank you.
You know what? We might as well segue into that topic then. You know, while we're at it, and I say the same thing. Like, on Facebook, I go at it with I troll Trump supporters, but you know me, and I'll tell you, Trump supporters, I'm a comedic. I'm a comic on there. I have fun. I troll people. It's never personal. I'll say this to Trump. So if you say First Amendment and snowflake, I'm not a snowflake. With me, I'm an independent. I'm not liberal. I'm not a conservative. I'm an independent. I'm in the middle. And with me, I say, don't vote for the party. Don't vote for vote for the policy. Because no matter who's in there, it's not the person that matters, it's the policy. What's going to help you? Whether you vote for Kamala, whether you vote for Trump, or you vote for Kennedy. Vote for the policy. You vote for what you think is going to help you. Because, see, we can all say, let's just say I vote for Kamala. Now, a lot of people are going to vote for because she's black and she's a black woman. With me, I need to see her policies. Now, on the other hand, with Trump, I've always said Trump's problem is this, and I say this to you, Trump supporters. He doesn't know when to shut up. He could be a great president. I'm keeping it 100 with you guys. But the problem is, it's the mouth, the integrity. I grew up in New York, so I know the man. Well, I know how the man is. And I think with the supporters, and not all of you supporters, I think with some of you supporters, you pound your chest and you figure because he's maybe a president or he's your candidate, you can disrespect people. That's what gives Trump a bad rep, and that's what gives you guys a bad rep. Have a little dignity. If you don't like liberals, you don't have to like them, but have dignity. Because remember, we are the United States of America. We are supposed to be the top of the food chain. We don't want the world to think we're a bunch of, as some of you say, thugs. We boast that even though this is not a Christian nation, Thomas Jefferson, all of them said that themselves. You have to go back and read their writings. But that's how people see us. If you represent Christianity and the Bible and the Word of God or whatever, you have to be that representative. You cannot let, and I'm talking, and this goes to the liberal side too. You can't be out there pounding your chest like a Neanderthal or some gangster and claim that you're a Christian conservative or Christian liberal. You can't do that because, see, that goes against what Jesus Christ taught. That's why we have to take religion out of politics, because the two don't mesh. Jesus was not a Republican nor conservative.
So why he back out?
I don't know. I've heard a lot of different things. I heard the mic. I've heard the location. I can't get the truth from no one. I can't, like, on one side, like on the Democrat side, they said he backed out because he's scared of Kamala or Kamala, whatever. He don't want to go head to head with her because she's going to do this, da 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 da. On the conservative, on the Trump side, I'm here. Well, it's the mic. I heard it's the location. I heard it's the time. I heard so many different things. I don't know. I don't know why. And that's a question I presented on my Facebook wall. Why did he back out? Because I sincerely wanted to know. But you saw what happened. I didn't get an answer. I got 1,000 questions and people just going at it with each other about this and that and I had to reiterate my point. I said, look, I'm asking sincerely, why did he back out? Because I had just got the news and I wanted to find out. I hadn't had a chance to check. But no one wanted to give me, and this is on both sides.
Little side really defensive.
Both sides got defensive. And I'm like, I said, listen, y'all, I'm asking a question sincerely. And see, that's the problem we have with our political system. That's the problem we have in America with us. We don't get along. We are supposed to be the melting pot of America, but we don't get along with each other. And it's politics and religion, the two things that's supposed to bring us together, because the politics is like, it's gonna bring us together as Americans, and religion, whatever it is, it's a melting pot. You have a right to believe what you want to believe, but we're supposed to be one. Those are the two things that separate us as Americans. And that's the problem why we are at war with each other. I don't think that the Taliban or Al Qaeda, I don't think they're going to destroy us. I don't think our war is within ourselves. We are Babylon. We are going to be Babylon because we don't get along. We can't see eye to eye. It's crazy, man. It's frustrating because
check the private chat. Check the private chat. Check it.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. But it's like, I don't know. Vote for the person you think will get the job done, not because you like them or like her because of whatever. Vote for the policy, not the person. Vote for the policy.
What is it? What's the policy?
That's the thing. We already know what Trump is going. We already know what his policies are. Basically, he basically want to say, look, this is our money. We need to take care of our shit. We know that. The one thing I admit about Trump also, and I said this on the previous shows, he did something for the artists, music artists, that a lot of artists today still don't realize he put in effect to where you can make your own money and don't have to deal with the third party.
What was that?
I put it this way, on Mixcloud, I'm making money.
Okay.
I'm making money. Because I read his thing. I got to go back and look at it. But he put something there to where you can get your money from these streaming companies. But the problem is, everyone's so much at war with each other. No one took. It's just like when Obama was in there. No one took the time to say, okay, like people who didn't like Obama didn't read nothing Obama put up there. Oh, he didn't do nothing. Even the black people, he didn't do nothing for black people. All you had to do is go to the White House wall and see what bills were signed. I wasn't a Trump supporter. You know that.
Oh. Can somebody translate? Okay, so he got dropped. So I don't know what happened to Boscoe. But however,
I'm back. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I'm back. Let me go back to what I was saying. I don't know where I got cut off at though. Did you hear what I said about Obama?
No, you dropped.
Okay. It's like with Obama. A lot of black people and a lot of white people said Obama didn't do anything for black people. All these black people had to do, and some of the white people had to go to the White House wall and say, okay, he put this bill in effect. But see, everyone was arguing back and forth. Nobody said, even with Trump. As much as I talk trash about him, calling him Agent 45, blah, 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 you know what I did? Every week I would look on that White House wall to see what he put in. And be like, oh, okay, he did this for artists, musical artists. He did this. He did this. Because you know what? He's a knucklehead. He's been a knucklehead ever since I was growing up in New York. He's a knucklehead with a big mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But he still had a pen to sign stuff. Obama still had a pen to sign stuff. But we bicker so much we don't pay attention to what they're doing because we don't like the other candidate. That's the problem. We don't read, we don't research. And I'm talking to black people who like to say, oh, the Democrats been cheating us for a while. Everybody's been cheating us for a while. Because if not, we would have been out of the hole we in. We would have been out. Everyone's been cheating us. But you have to do what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
My neighbor next door, big Trump supporters. They live like the dirt of dirt. They got like 2 vehicles that don't work over there. They had to bury their dog because they couldn't afford to take it to the damn vet. Hey, my neighbor's right next door.
The dirt of dirt.
The dirt of dirt. They are piss poor. Piss poor. But they're Trump, they got a big ass Trump flag on the thing. Poor is poor. To where I got my house is pretty nice. I gotta cut my grass. Well, they always asking me for my lawnmower because they don't have it. But see, they didn't pay attention to what's going on. I'm like, you voted for Trump, but you didn't look to see anything he did to try to take advantage of it. I did. I got my mixed card account. I'm not making a lot of money, but I'm doing decent. You know, I can put gas in my car, buy groceries. You know.
I mean, I just feel like even with, I know the presidential is like the hot topic and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But I just want to encourage everybody to also, if you plan on voting, which I will do this your right to, look into your local legislation as well. As to who will be on that ballot, because that's extremely significant and important. I think we tend to focus on that, and everybody else just slide right on through the cracks, and then we don't have a clue. But what I will say that I think is kind of cool is that more of us are becoming more politically aware. We're interested. Even if the conversations get a little heated, the conversations being had as though they weren't being had before. Why? I mean, it's a very controversial debate. Think about really, and I think more people are on the fence with who or what they're going to do with a definitive yes or no. This is who I'm going, voting for. And I think on both sides, there are people who kind of leave a bad taste in voters' mouth. Like we know, certain groups of Trump supporters leave a bad taste in our mouth, and vice versa. There's some, Harris supporters who, leave a bad taste in your mouth as well. So I think on both sides there are certain things that is up for debate or is debatable. But I think you have to make a more conscious decision. I mean, like we spoke about earlier, it is your personal right, but don't make a decision based off emotion. Be more logical and what's more beneficial to you. Like you said, the policies. I would really listen to what outside of the controversial moments and the rhetoric of certain things that's being said. Really listen to what they're saying that's going to pertain to you,
right?
Your children, your longevity later on. Like I said, for me, I'm getting a little older. I'm Social Security, Medicare. I want to know because I see what y'all doing, but I need to make sure when I get old, what am I? I nobody. All these people that's retired gotta go back to work just to try to make ends meet. So it's kind of like those are the things I want to hear about. Certain things I can't give two shits about. Who people choose to sleep with, that's not even on my radar. Do you? You get what I'm saying? Do you stop doing? Don't no. How we gonna make some money? How am I gonna get a raise? You know what I'm saying? When the fuck is milk gonna go down? Milk like $6.
And see, that's something where something where people on both sides of the political fence don't understand. And this is why they need to do research and stop going on emotion. When you have an abandoned building, if you have a whole row of abandoned buildings on your street, that has nothing to do with the president. I don't care if the president is Bush, Obama, Clinton, Reagan, Biden, JFK, whoever. Those abandoned buildings have zero to do with the president. That's your local election. Those are your landlords. That's a local election. Your aldermen, your councilmen, and all that stuff. City managers. That's them. Zero to do with the president. It's just like gas prices. That's not a presidential thing. But see, people don't study the like I got my buddy Tim Pope. Let me send a shout out to my boy Jonathan Kinsey out in Dallas, Cowboy fan. I can't stand him because he's a Cowboy fan. He's a Trump supporter. But you know what? His name is Jonathan Kinsey. He says he's out in Dallas. Cowboy fan. He know I don't like him because he's a Cowboy fan. But we cool. He's a Trump supporter. But we have common ground. You know, we used to not get along, but we got common ground. Now, my other Trump supporters, we're still Facebook friends. I have one who was a friend outside of Facebook. We don't see eye to eye anymore because I don't know what happened. It's like when Trump became president last time, they changed on me. One of them is black. Mm-hmm. And even right now, they changed totally. I'm like, why does our friendship have to change because of the political landscape? Why can't we still be? Why do you have to start preaching this hate? Like I had one friend, we don't even speak anymore. After 20-something years of being friends, we stopped speaking 4 years ago. Wow. Because he started that hate shit. And I was like, because, you know, I was practicing Islam and he was just really wilding out. And now before Trump, me and him was cool. And we don't have a friendship. And I found out a lot of them, they just turned hateful. And this is not all Trump supporters. Because I have a few, like my neighbors, they're huge Trump supporters, but we're cool. They live in poor as hell, but we're cool. We get along. Right. You know, we laugh and joke, you know. Husband goes fishing, he bring me some trout. We're good. But people need to study what the president does. If you got a street that's trashed up, that's not the president. That's your mayor, that's your alderman, that's your councilman, that's your city council. That's all those people that's right uptown in City Hall or whatever. That's them. That's your landlords, your property owners. That's them. That's not the president. And this is what I see in our community. They post these memes.
What is that?
This street look like.
Okay, Boscoe dropped again. So I don't know. Boscoe on dial up right now, so I do apologize. Where'd I go?
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. It might be my neighbors, man. They might know I'm online and be like, let's interfere with
No, I went away too, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. But people just need to study the political landscape and understand. Like I told my buddy, like we was talking about slavery. He said, well, the Democrats started slavery. I said, very true. I said, but if you know the political landscape, the party switched sides during the time of FDR. Republicans switched to the Democratic aisle. Democrats switched to the Republican aisle. Like a Strom Thurmond, Herbert Hoover. That's why, as I said, people need to understand. They are the two wings of the same bird. You need to vote for the policy, not the person.
I never heard that one. Two wings on the same bird. What?
Yeah, the same bird. Left wing, right wing.
I was gonna say they already got two.
Yeah, two wings. The wings of the same bird. Left wing and right wing, same bird. You know, and I try to explain to people.
Both for the wings on the bird.
Yeah, the party is about political and financial interests. If you know politics, if you like me, I studied it since I was a kid. You would know it's about interests, period. But people don't want to hear that because they don't want to take the time to research, period.
Okay.
Vote for the policy, not the person. What's going to help you have a better life? Under Obama, I ain't gonna lie, I thrived. I got out of prison, I hit the ground running, boom. Because under Bush, things fell apart for me, you know, and it's been steady for me since then. On the Obama, not Obama, over Trump, did I do bad? No, I ain't do bad. I think I probably stayed even keel. I didn't lose any money.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really make much more money, but I mean, so because I looked at everything they did. I looked at the wall and said, okay, is this going to help me? Is this going to help me? Is this going to help me? And I took advantage of everything. I got 2 degrees during the time under Obama. I took
Call him motherfucker.
I gotta see what's going on.
Oh my gosh. No, I thought you was great calling him a motherfucker. I was great.
No.
You got the head on.
Nah,
You
know,
get me well.
nah,
So
you know some words I don't use. Nah, that's one word I don't use.
Oh,
but yeah, I just pay attention. If Trump wins, so be it. I'll be on that White House wall to see what he signs. If Kamala wins, so be it. Same thing with Kennedy. Whoever wins, I'm looking at the wall. I want to see what can help me.
So with
I don't listen to
it. I want you to transition this into something else that we talked about as far as generational wealth.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna get into something a little more not too deep.
I like the political talk. Shout out to Trump supporters, y'all.
But the other ones came from someone else. So I just wanted to I think that's a good segue to generational wealth. So I want you to go in, and then I guess I'll piggyback off you. Okay.
Oh, you mean to start? Oh. I remember I can't. Was it Noam Chomsky? I can't remember his name. He said, black people are saving for this Friday, while white people are saving for the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true because it's like
say it. When you start biting your tongue.
Oh no, I'm trying to put it in the right words.
Since when you start doing that?
Since we got a new audience.
Look,
I'm joking. It's true because we like you ask the average person as a black person, do you have a bank account? Mm-hmm. Why I got put in the bank? I hear a lot of people say, I ain't putting no money in the bank. Forget that. They ain't stealing my money. All right. Do you own any stocks, any bonds, any property? Do you own anything? I'm like, nah. They living for tomorrow. Oh, they're living for today, not tomorrow. Like with me, my generational wealth is what I have. Like my albums, my comic books was $75,000. I got them appraised. My albums, I don't know how much they cost because I got a bunch of Elvis. I got all that original stuff. So it's money. I got so much property that if I left this world, my I say my grandkids because my kids are older now. My grandkids will be okay. I could start a trust fund with them with what I have. And people are not planning for. They're not planning for next week or next year or 10 years down the road. Yeah.
What's generational wealth? For those who may not know.
It is what it is.
Some people don't know.
Wealth for beyond. Generational wealth. It is what it is. I'm not trying to sound like an ass, but generational wealth.
So that because this is for educational purposes.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about generational wealth, so I'm going to be the nice one. All right. Generational wealth.
So you playing good cop?
Yes.
I'm the bad cop.
Refers to financial assets passed from one generation of a family to another. Those assets can include cash, stocks, bonds, and other investments, as well as real estates and family businesses. Yeah, but somebody might not know. You'd be surprised. So if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. And he going to tell y'all, because we have to. How many times have we said we cannot assume that everyone knows?
True.
Continue.
Yeah, because it's okay. You know what? A good way to put it is insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say it this way because I would say these guys out here on the street hustling and everything
Mm-hmm.
and doing dirt, the least you can do is get insurance on yourself. The least you can do.
Right.
Because even with that, if something happened to you, which most likely something will, your family doesn't have to worry about, you know, scraping up money to put your stupid ass in the ground, for one thing.
Right.
And if you got a good plan, whatever money you have left over after burying your sorry ass, it'll go to your children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just keeping it 100. But
Okay.
when I ran the streets, Coco, when I ran the streets, I had insurance on me. I still got insurance on me. I had insurance on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I wasn't doing nothing crazy, but I knew how I was. I didn't have it for long though. You know, I was like, yo, forget that. I was spending this money. But still, at least have insurance on you so if something happened to you, maybe your parents will be taken care of, your children will be taken care of. No one has to worry about putting your ass in the ground. And that's the least you can do.
You have an amazing way with words.
I'm just saying. That's the least you can do. Because see, who wants to be saddled with a $5,000 funeral bill, knowing you don't even have $1,000 yourself? So then you gotta get the person cremated because you can't put them in the ground. You
Okay.
know, so you can't invite people over because you can't have a funeral because you don't have the money to have a funeral. The best you can do is get them cremated. You can't let them sit in the morgue or sit at the funeral home so they can hook them up all well. Won't be no viewing. So all you do is cremate. Spread the ashes. It's a wrap. I mean, I don't want to sound mean or nothing like that, but if you're hustling, get insurance. Especially if you're out there hustling hard, get insurance. Nobody wants to bury your sorry ass in the ground. And then your
Okay,
kids
let
don't.
me intervene for 1 second. 'Cause
You know, you know me. I'm keep. You said don't bite my tongue, right? I'm
no,
not
don't
biting
waste
my
it. Okay,
tongue.
let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do
Yeah.
it. Let me do it. So, interesting conversation I had with a young lady probably like
Mm-hmm.
a couple of weeks ago, right? I don't know, we was just talking. I was in the
Mm-hmm.
store and she was asking me like, where I worked at, different things like that. So I don't know how we got to talking about like grandkids and stuff. She looked
Mm-hmm.
young, but she wasn't. We were like really close in age. So
Mm-hmm.
she did start talking about things she wanted to do and she was trying to get financially stable. Like she was asking me about like employment, like resources, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, random conversation. So she was just saying like certain things that she, wanted to do. She fell on hard times, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I'm not the best. I ain't no financial advisor. So I did advise her, like you said, our banking institutions and things like that. What I
Mm-hmm.
said was, hey, why don't you ask them about like any type of like seminars, like investment? And she's like, oh, that would be, I wish I could. And I'm like, you can. And a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
we think it takes a lot and it
Mm-hmm.
may not. So,
Mm-hmm.
even with her, I think she had just had a grandkid or whatever
Mm-hmm.
like that. So she has insurance, but she like, is it enough? So I
Mm-hmm.
think the take from that and to bring here is that we don't look into resources and read, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It could be boring. It could be all of these things, but you can ask your financial institutions like, do they have any like seminars, webinars? Sometimes they have it like online, things that you can do as far as like investing. And sometimes it may be pennies on a dollar or money that you don't even see, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you can take and invest. And a lot of times it could be something as simple as like a savings. So like something that I proposed to her, I was like, hey, you got a kid, you can put like start a banking account, put like
Mm-hmm.
$5, $10 all the way up. And so just keep doing that over the years and
Mm-hmm.
for set it up for your daughter, your son, whoever. And then by the time your child turns a certain age, this is the money that has been accumulated since birth up until
Mm-hmm.
then. That's another thing, right? On top
Mm-hmm.
of if you don't own any, a lot of people don't want to own shit, right?
Right.
Whether it's the responsibility, which can be a lot,
Mm-hmm.
financially, and this it's a big responsibility for like home ownership and the realistic conversation that a lot of people are not ready for that or don't want that habit, right? Okay, cool. That's their MO, whatever it is you want to do. What I'm saying is, so you have other ways. You can create a savings, like you said, even down to insurance policy. Y'all don't want nobody worry about this. Okay, here, but then let's invest here. And I think sometimes we can start with our children when they're young. Like I said, whether it's a CD account, different things like that. So I think the part of just knowing where to go for the knowledge and how to do it. And it may seem like a lot, but once you get into it, or if this is something realistically that you want to do, to pass down wealth, because that's what it is. So anything that you can accumulate to pass down, and then you can also teach your kids or your grandkids how to do this, and they'll pass that on. So that other cultures do it.
Exactly.
And more than just businesses, it's like they start accounts for their kids, and by the time they get older, and then that is an addition to whatever else that you have. Like we take out insurance policies, we'll take out 18 insurance policies on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And then, but at the same time, you still accumulating debt.
Yeah.
That's gonna pay that off, depending on the debt that you accumulated. And a lot of people don't understand or know that. So then now you have a different avenue, and also looking to create a will.
Financial literacy.
So your people don't be beefing and all of that stuff when you go.
Financial literacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
See how I ain't calling nobody no dumbass?
I'm talking about the ones I was calling dumbasses. These knuckleheads out here hustling hard and flashing everything they got. Like, yeah, I got this fat chain that cost me $2,000. I got these Wally Gators. Well, only from New York. I got these Wally Gators. I got these black Timberlands. I got I'm talking about them guys who are basically targets to other people. For like, okay, because in the hood will raise you up. Yeah, my man. As soon as you make it, them same ones who raise you up will bring you back down. Look at PNB Rock. Look at what's the kid in Memphis? Dolph. A lot of people, rest in peace to both of them. But and even Nipsey, his own hood killed him.
Yeah,
And
but you were buying properties.
It's no disrespect to them. I want to get that. It's no disrespect to them. I'm just saying, jealousy. Money breeds jealousy. Success breeds jealousy.
But the thing I think I did like about Dolph's situation was,
I like Dolph.
while he was living, he invested his money into property and land for like his family and all of those people and I think that's something that we can even if you buy land, you ain't got to put nothing. Like how many of our like great grandparents had land they never did nothing with, and it's still in the family.
Yeah, I got mad respect for young Dolph.
So I mean that's just a thing. It's just like something that can be passed down. That could be worth anything. You can resell it. You could do whatever it is that you want to do, but that's something that you can pass down. But I think you got to find the best lane for you of what you want to do. That could be lucrative. It doesn't necessarily have to be a business, because I think this gonna come out wrong, but I think with us, we always think we got to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Or have a business to be financially stable. When a lot of us are not business minded or cut from the cloth of where we can create a lucrative business, because whatever it could be. I'm just speculating, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Not only I think we should expand into, like you said, investing our money where our money can make money while we sleep. And that's the thing about money we don't understand. Yes, you need money to get money, but that's why a lot of people invest. That's why a lot of people put their money in different markets and things like that. Like I had a conversation with somebody probably like a month or so ago, and I'm like, "You buy Jordans and Nikes all the time, right?" Because they say, "I'm gonna put my money in something," but I don't be knowing. Look in your closet. Pay yourself.
Yep.
That's you keeping them in business. Why wouldn't you invest in something that you buy? Put your money into that. Leave that money there. That could be money that you hand off to your kids, whoever else, another form of generational wealth, because this is something that you can leave and you can create a will This is something that you can leave to your family, your kids, whoever. But I think we really need to understand wills, because I think when it comes in death, that's why our families be like fucked up, because we don't have nothing in place of who gets what, and then the wrong person gets the shit because they the most conniving. Then don't nobody want to deal with them because they doing too much, and then now everybody is in disarray.
Yep.
That's the one thing we don't do. In other cultures, they know who gonna get what. It's already set in stone. Everybody know, and they leave.
Yeah, I got mindset.
And it's
I got my executor and everything.
Yeah.
I've had mindset for quite a while. I haven't edited it yet. I probably won't. 'Cause I think everything's straight. Yeah, it's about financial literacy. You know, people need to research and learn. You know, the power of the dollar. And you said it right about everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, and that's the first thing. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur.
And everybody want to make T-shirts. No offense to y'all.
You said what?
Everybody want to make T-shirts.
Yeah, everyone. Oh, speaking about T-shirts, you stop for a little promo. Y'all see this hoodie I got on? Look at that. handradio.org/shop. Get the hoodies, the shirts are just like it. Look at that. See how the design is? You can't see it that well, but the words like fade. We got the little minute, the little thing right here. Honesty.
Look, you don't even know what to say.
Through music. Arts music. I know what it says. I'm just trying to read it upside down. You know, so things are backwards, you know? But yo, get your
about to put your nipple on the screen. You stop.
They look good, don't they? Get your hand radio hoodies. Get your shirts. The shirts are dope. They don't even shrink. I think I've had this hoodie about a year now. Still loose. Look at that. Didn't even shrink on me. And they got the hats too. Not the fedora. It doesn't come with a fedora or something. Look at that. But got the hats.
I want everybody to see your damn fedora.
I got plenty more. But the fedora is not included, y'all. But it is a little scully they have. Shirts, hoodies, good quality. They don't shrink unless you're stupid and you just don't know how to wash your clothes. I'm just saying. Let's keep it at 100. You said don't bite my tongue. If you don't know how to wash your clothes, don't put no bleach in it. You know, colored right here. You know. But I guess just
gotta buy a new one.
You buy a new one, yeah. Buy a new one. In fact, once you buy a couple of them, get the hoodie like I did. I bought the hoodie and the shirt. My niece stole my shirt, so I got to get another shirt. But get them, handradio.org/shop. I put my name on that, on my mama.
Okay. I forgot what we were talking about.
How you gonna forget what you gonna talk about?
Okay.
That was a good segue.
You want the funny
you said about the search, though.
Do you want the icebreaker? Because I think we got kind of deep. You want an icebreaker, or do you want to go back into another thing? One of the things that came up, because they was like, "This is a real thing. Can you just ask Boscoe to talk about it?"
Okay.
I felt like it was an icebreaker because when you hear it, you're gonna be like, "The fuck?"
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was sent to me. She said, I have something that I would really like for y'all to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't certain people wash their legs? Yes, this is real. And it's
wait, hold up. You said wash their legs?
Icebreaker. Yeah, because I was looking like.
Well, you said wash their legs. LEGS, legs.
Yeah, like their legs.
Why don't they wash their legs?
Yeah, so I guess they wash everything but their legs.
I don't know.
Me either. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it's a thing. People don't wash their legs. So that's the icebreaker, the transition us into the next hour. Would you like to elaborate, or just go into the next thing?
Whoever asked that question, I had to say this to you. I don't know. Because when I wash, I go head to toe. I even pick up my feet and wash the bottom of my feet. Whoever don't wash their legs, it's a good chance they don't wash other places. At least not on a consistent basis.
Richie
Hicks is in the building.
Hey.
What's going on, guys?
Richie done turned black. I don't see him.
Don't do my brother like that.
He finally got his thing.
He said,
Don't
Richie,
do my
I
brother.
can't see him on my end. I really can't.
I mean, it's very possible.
I just see a black screen. For real. I'm on my phone too, so that's why. But I know what he looks like though.
Legs?
Richie, do you wash your legs?
Absolutely.
So to that person, we don't know who that. They were also young. So Richie,
Damn, bro, working in the restaurant industry, I couldn't imagine that.
Exactly.
No.
We got the wash from head to toe.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you joined because you joined at a perfect time. So the next one was about kids are going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we wish all the children have a great school year. Hopefully, violent free, bully free, all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So the question came, which I thought was a kind of cool question, was why do we, meaning the Black community, African American community, worry about why is it important for kids to have like back to school clothing? Whereas though some cultures do not focus on the back to school clothing, but they'll focus on like supplies, books, the actual things that's needed to learn. But we focus more on the visual aspect for the child, and we put precedence on that rather than the actual learning piece in itself.
You want my opinion? Or you want his opinion first?
It doesn't. Well, Richie is a guest. Let's go, Richie.
All right.
I'm gonna keep it simple. If you look good, you feel good. And I think if you are in a school where they don't do uniforms, a lot of that has to do with the kid's confidence. So I do think it's in the clothing aspect of it is in that regard is just as important as the books.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're both. I think they're both important. Now, if you're just buying new school clothes and you're not buying supplies, I think you're dead ass. I think you're paying more attention to the fashion rather than the education. I think if you're gonna spend, you have to buy both. The kid has to have. I mean, you have to have school supplies first and foremost. You have to. Because like when I was coming up, my mother, she didn't buy us clothes every year, but she made sure we had the school supply. We went to school with, mad pencils, paper. We were always ready. We had everything we needed.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, she'll buy some new clothes or whatever. But see, my mother, we took, when I came up in the era where when you came home, you took the school clothes off, then you went out, you changed to your play clothes and went outside. So my mother could buy me a shirt or some shirts one year and pants, and the next year not buy nothing because those clothes I had for school still look pretty fresh, to where now, what I've seen a lot of parents actually, they'll buy something like they'll buy a kid like $110, $120 pair of Nikes, Jordans or whatever. Then next year do it again. Because I remember when I passed out school supplies last year and the year before. And I seen the kids, they were fresh, but the parents was like, can I get extra just because I don't have no school supplies. I used to look at them like, take them shoes back to Tom McCann or whatever. Get your money back. I mean, I gave school supply, but they wanted I had them in bags. Yo, let me get 2 more bags of school. No, you can't. No, hell no, man. Other kids got to get this stuff. And that's how oh man, come on, man, we family. No, you need to get your bag. There's pencils and shit in there. Take that and go. You got kids right here trying to get stuff. And they would get mad at me because I wouldn't get them like 2 or 3 bags of stuff like extra dust. No, man, no. Hell no. That's the only issue I have.
Okay, so I guess I do agree with both of you when you say when you look good, you feel good. I also think today, I think things are a little different from when we were in like grade school, high school, middle, all of those things, right? I think also bullying is a thing. And sometimes if you come and like, oh, you had that last year, or you kids are cruel. Let's just call it what it is. And And I think a lot of times, what I see most, a lot of parents who may not been able to have, or their parents could not um, give them certain things as far as materialistically, whereas though they may have been picked on, or they may have went to school and had to, and they felt a certain way. So with their children, they like, I don't want my child to feel that way, or I don't want my child to be that kid. Everybody else fresh
Right.
feet, whatever. Now my kid has to experience that, and there are some things that I think we got to be mindful with that. And I think it's also um, a lot of times it's not that you have to spend a lot of money.
Right.
And I mean, they're like sales, there's certain things, but as long as it's presentable and something that's, all kids want something new. They want to feel inclusive. They don't want to feel like the oddball out. They don't want to feel like, okay, they're not,
Yeah.
and that can also affect their learning. So, like you said, when you feel good, but just imagine everybody else and you just feel like I'm the only one that's not up to par, or I'm the only one that's not this. So now, guess what? They're distracted because they looking at everybody else, and their kids like, oh yeah, you know how you be stomping, putting your shoes up against everybody else, and you can't do that, Or I think it's just different levels of different things. And then bullying now is extended to social media. They get followed home if they're catching the bus or something like that on a school bus. You got to deal with that all the way through. And certain things really stick with a kid all year or throughout whenever. And they're like, and then now you have children with low self-esteem, insecurities, or just angry and rebellious, and now they acting out with you because they felt like you did this to me. And whereas though we expect other cultures to come in there with the same thing on for the last 3 years, because that's what they do. But you know what I'm saying? But with us, because that's not, think about it, when we see somebody with a white tee, some jeans on, and they from another culture, we know, oh, they got a couple dollars. Like, they ain't worrying about nothing. Because we know their focus is education. Our focus, unfortunately, is being fly, which is why a lot of our have issues that they have. They worry about being fly, but they can't spell or pronounce the clothes that they wear. Because I can't
I agree
pronounce
100%.
it, but I like
I
it.
agree 100%.
I think it's a weird walk because fashion is such a thing with kids in the school age bracket, because I mean, I remember having summer jobs just so I could
Yeah.
have 5 or 6 kicks, have all the Air
Yeah.
Force Ones, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same here. I had a summer job, and when I came up, we didn't have a lot of money, and I had a summer job, so I could get me some, but still, I wasn't much in the fashion coming up. My brother was, but I wasn't. I just wanted paper so I can write and draw. So I
I'm
bought my own school
thankful.
supplies.
I'm thankful that even with Noah's school,
Mm-hmm.
it's a simple dress code.
But here's the thing though, like, okay, so
Yeah,
I
Jen.
Yes.
Wait,
it's
you
just
better introduce it. I can't
it
remember. I can't see.
Idris, it better be me or else there's gonna be somebody that's gonna
Yeah,
die
we
tonight.
can't see
Hey,
you.
see on my Jen. Hey, Jen,
Unfortunately.
on my end, your screen is dark. I can't see you. That's why I can only hear y'all's voices.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I'm
Well,
like, is it Jen? Yeah, I can't
oh,
see y'all.
yeah. It better
We
be
get her under
me.
the interrogation light.
No, but
Oh
I
no,
was
it's not y'all. It's just my side.
I was one of those kids that got bullied, you know what I mean? Like, while the kids were rocking like the new Adidas and stuff, I had like the LA Gears or whatever my family could afford. I didn't even I remember having to cut my mom's pantyhose and make socks out of them and getting made fun of.
Mm.
And like, I swear, like, my kid will never go through that shit. And like, I overcompensate like a MFer, and
You could curse.
yeah, like
Yeah,
a
yeah, you go.
motherfucker. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be foul like the first time I'm dropping, like, like track, but my
Keep going.
kid, yo, my
Mm-hmm.
kid, our son's shoe lineup is redonkulous. He's got like 4 pairs of Pumas. He's got like
Oh, you
a
got some
pair of
Pumas?
Nikes.
Mhm.
Yo, the
He
kid
got Pumas?
he got everything you can imagine. And he's gonna grow out of him in 6 months. And
Yeah.
I have to tell him, yo, rotate your shoes, homie.
Yep.
I didn't buy those for nothing. We didn't buy those for nothing. And but the thing is with that, he still goes through adversity
Yeah.
with bullying and such because there's
Yeah.
a little bit of social awkwardness. I can dress him, I could do his hair fly, I could put blue coloring in it, I could do all that shit, but at the end of the day, kids are still assholes.
Amen.
I
Period.
got one thing to say, Jen. First, but the LA kids, they was popping here in Baltimore back in my day
You said
when I
the
was in
who?
school, because I had them in all flavors,
You said
especially
the
if
who?
they lit up the LA kids, the
Oh,
hot
yo, LA Kid was up.
ones,
Yo,
and you swapped out the shoestrings.
Those
Girl,
are
what?
fresh, right?
the LA
Yes,
Kid was business.
I
yes.
had some of those in grade school
So
actually,
I'm
but
tripping that
Magic
they
used to
was
be their
making
front
fun
man.
of you back then for them, because I remember I had the
Mm.
show heads, but them LA kids was my favorite ones, and I had my mom, I want another pair, and she was like, fine, because they're cheap.
People don't know about
So
the
she
LA
went and
Kids.
got them.
Them LA Kids is dope.
Yeah, the
They
LA kids
were.
are
They had the
fine, but
wavy on the
I do
side, the
agree with you
wavy
with
that
the
changed color. I
yeah.
was just a little late. You know what I mean with the LA
Mhm.
gears, and them
Oh,
same
okay.
girls
You
jumped
got them when
me.
British Knights came.
I had them too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, British Nice was a business in New York when I
I
was growing up.
forgot about British Knights,
Yep.
but I did have a
Mhm.
pair.
BKs,
I
man.
did
Oh,
have a
okay. He
pair of
had
those
no
BKs.
too.
kids, and
What?
Drew said he had them pro
What?
wings. I remember,
What?
yeah. But,
The two
but I
tone
do
jeans and
agree with
everything.
you about the social the social awkwardness. What
Yeah.
I found is I never forget when I used to do like mentor for like kids
Hmm.
and teenagers. What I've seen, and even in my throughout my career, I've seen a lot of the kids that get bullied for quote unquote awkwardness were not followers. So they didn't need to be part of a clique. They had their
Oh
own
my god.
individuality. They
Hmm.
didn't follow the crowd.
Yes.
But they'll I would tell him personally, if you want me to, the kids that were called awkward. I was a nerd, but I knew the people, but
Same
I
man.
ain't really socialized, and I knew my boundaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But tend to be the most successful,
Hmm.
the
Yep.
better looking as they go through, as they get older. And then when they come, oh, I remember so and so, and then he gonna look at them like, that's what you look
Yeah.
like, and he gonna be fly, he
They're
gonna be
balling now.
successful, and
Mm-hmm.
so I would not even let that discourage him. I'm trying to tell you, I know, like, and that's usually,
Amen.
what it is. Those are the independent thinkers. I like to call them the free spirits. They don't
Noah is
need
special.
to
Yes.
follow a clique or
Yep.
follow a crowd. And I think we should encourage more of that, like individuality.
Hey,
And
can I give a shout out too?
I
but you ain't
love
got
that
to do
shit.
all of
I
that.
love
Mhm.
that.
Because
Let me
I
say-
see being cool in high school or even before that almost as a depreciation, the same way when you drive an automobile out of the lot, because the same fools when I go back home that was so cool are the same fools that haven't got out.
Well, and Noah would have to literally dumb himself down. He has the vocabulary of like a middle schooler. He would have to
Okay.
dumb himself down to hang out with those.
And Idris could vouch for that because
Yeah. Yeah.
he gravitates into adult conversations, not on the inappropriate angle, but in the sense that he
He'd be like, "That's spectacular. I really enjoy
yeah
that."
yeah
I'm like,
the
It's all
"Excuse
about being a
me,
nerd,
okay,
man.
Harvard, let's
yeah
go."
the
Yeah.
vocabulary is good. He's interested in learning Spanish.
Yes, we already speak it some.
The thing that made me the most proud, and just like from a podcasting angle, we did a show about 3 or 4 months ago, and Noah was on for a little while.
He's
Yeah.
so
Idris was with us,
Oh,
and it happened to be Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't coach him up on what to say. I just let him organically be in the
Oh, he was
moment.
flowing.
And he was flexing with Idris, like showing out his muscles or whatever.
he
Yeah.
loves him some Idris.
And I told him, I said, Noah, that's a mirror, right? So what are you and Mr. Idris? And he said, exactly the same. I said, thank
That's
you.
right.
Yep.
I said that was one of the many things that Dr. King was trying to make us understand as a society. I was like proud of him
Mm.
Yeah. He was
that he
literally up
caught it
there
in the moment
doing it.
without being taught about it, so to speak, without being
Yeah.
pushed,
mhm.
anything like that. So the thing with Noah, he loves everybody.
He sure
Yeah.
enough does.
But in a very cold world, it's kind of weird because it's almost like,
He doesn't know sometimes when people are being
Yeah.
mean to him.
Well,
yeah,
he'll learn when he get older.
And he'll get it as he grow.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's
I
a
think
Yankee
he'll
fan
get it.
too, so
But
He's a
then
Starfy.
I
He's
also
different.
think the great thing is a lot of times when they're young, they don't understand the morals and the values that are being instilled in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when we see these clicked up kids or kids who want to bully, they come from something that we don't know.
They come from angry households too, because a lot of times
it's learned behavior.
The parents, in their own ways, start the bullying in their way of parenting, because no matter what Noah could possibly do, unless if it's like maybe the law chasing him or something, I can't foresee a situation where I would put my hands on him.
Even then, if he comes correct and he's honest, he's not gonna be belittled. He's gonna be treated with respect. If he's honest, he will get treated like a human being. Period. And you know, I'm all about positive affirmations. You know, and reinforcing all the good. We have charts on the refrigerator. All of that stuff is so important. And it's exhausting. I'm fucking tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired as fuck all the time. I'm tired, and I've always got to come up with new shit to keep things moving. You know, but he's like excelling so like. I mean, fantastic. It's almost miraculous.
You know what that says? It goes to show that, and I know you've heard it before. It goes to show that racism, bigotry, it's not. You're not born with it. You're taught that. You're taught to hate people. That's what it's, because him being the way he is, he doesn't know. He doesn't know the world yet. But him being friendly shows, racism is taught. Because otherwise, you're his mother. Otherwise, he would have a bunch of haters.
We are at the grocery store. I speak to everyone the same. I don't refer to people as the color of their skin. I say that nice woman, that beautiful lady, his bus driver. For instance, it was her birthday today, and I got her a card and a balloon. I've never once referred to her skin color. It's not relevant. She's a fucking human.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, if somebody brings it up, then yeah, we'll talk about it. But hey,
let me ask you this, Jane. Have you told him about Zappy? No, I'm joking.
What about Zappy? I don't really let him near Zappy that much.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Shit, I hope Zappy's not watching this shit. Fuck.
No, I'm joking.
No, but it's funny that we on this.
Idris for the month of February celebrated Mike Zappy because Mike Zappy found out that he did have some black blood. And he said this day in black, essentially for a month straight, he would be like, this day in Black history. And he would post Mike Zappy's picture up to some of the greatest contributors from the Black community in our society's history. And opposite of that person,
Coco, it was some pictures the Black dudes look just like the Zappy.
Wasn't there a rumor? Don't worry, it's not from the waist down.
No, but let me go back. So just to piggyback off of something, I think, but also when we raise our kids, quote unquote, right, we also have to have realistic conversations with our children that there are people who are not raised in the same way. Like the other day, kids went back to school. I think it was Monday, Tuesday, something like that. So little kid going to school, all he is, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
See, I was at like 5, and I was like, oh, he wasn't talking to me though, but and they was having a conversation with each other, like dropping bombs.
Coco, in my day,
I can think of was, but only thing I can think of is this is something that they hear every day. This is probably how communication goes in their environment. So we have to let our kids know, okay, this is not acceptable for you, but this is somebody else's reality. And when you really think about it, and then when you sometimes see that home environment, that's what it is. And sometimes it comes from and it could be a chain. Like, have you ever seen families where everybody is just swearers, they sailors?
Yeah.
saying the whole, you know what I mean? So the kids say, you know, the grandmothers and all
that
of
could
that
have been Sunday dinner on the Italian side of my
Let me
family.
tell you, in my house,
truthfully, the cursing was prevalent.
when I was coming up with my mother, I think I might have heard her curse in my lifetime, knowing my mother, being alive, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my whole lifetime, I might have heard my mother curse 3 times.
Wow.
3 times. And the thing about it, I never heard her curse as a child. I know she did because she hung with my older cousin. But
No,
she had a mouth on her.
and
But
at the dinner table, a lot of
my
it was
mother,
derived from
dude, my mother
joking
was
and
so
humor. It wasn't necessarily volatility.
dude, my mother was so strict. We couldn't even say slang in the house.
You couldn't say what?
I've been smacked before
You couldn't say
for
slang? Like,
talking out of pocket
We
to my
couldn't talk
grandmother.
slang in the house.
oh, you couldn't say slang.
We couldn't talk slang in the house. We couldn't say yo, well, not in the house. We couldn't even say what.
Oh,
Nope.
no, I couldn't say what. My
We
grandma
couldn't say what.
I couldn't.
I don't think I said what until I turned 17.
Man,
I might have said it once or twice, but those once or twice I learned not to say it again. But
Yeah, like both sides of my family, whether the Puerto Rican or the Italian side,
yeah.
I would say the cursing was more prevalent on the Italian side.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just a lot more people, bigger family. Most of it, like I said, was derived out of humor. It wasn't necessarily like toxicity or
Richie,
fighting.
I grew up in an Italian neighborhood. Trust me, I believe you.
Yeah. Or, my grandfather, if he was gambling, he had a lot of choice words during football games if he was losing his bets.
Yeah.
No, I say that to say, when I say like realistic conversations, because a lot of times, the kid that doesn't come from that they may not understand. They're like, oh, they cussing, and then they stop, and then you like, when you start doing this. So we have to understand that when they start school, they're consuming all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything that happens. So I think it's important to have certain realistic conversations of look, that's their reality. It's not yours. I'll wash your ass. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So
I was scared of my mother.
they can't do it. And certain things just happen, but whereas though they don't feel like they have to fall into that crowd to be accepted, because you just never know.
Look, my grandmother, she had hands like OJ. So I made sure
that
around
was
her.
random as
I'm just saying, my mother, man, look here. If my sister ever come on the show or my brother come on again, ask him. My grandmother had hands like OJ. The gloves didn't fit. She had the type of hands that if she put her hand on your face as a kid, she could touch her fingertips behind your head. She had because I see her one day smack my brother.
I don't know how to take
I
that.
could have sworn his head spun around his neck.
Who, do I like?
Nah, my brother passed away. He said something to her. And because she stayed a few blocks from her, because she had lived down here and she moved to New York. And she got a little house like a few blocks from us. And we went over there. We used to always go over there and chill. And I forgot what we were doing, but he cursed. She said, Michael, what did you say? He's like, man, F that shit. And she was like, remember how, man, look here. I tell you, she grabbed his head and she pulled him like this. And
what's crazy,
changed.
Like, I didn't get hit a lot, but one thing that did stand out to me, I called my grandmother by her first name, being fun. And now you're talking about a woman that's maybe 85 pounds soaking wet. If that.
You must have cursed God.
When I tell you, Idris, Chanel, like, she open-handed smacked me out of the chair.
Yeah.
Y'all had a good grandparents. My grandmother worked that night, so she ain't had time. She just threw shit. Bah! She had a good hand though.
Oh, my mother did that too. But yeah, don't say the first.
So you could get it out. It was coming right. Say something.
Yeah, a lot of time fear usually overruled. I don't know what necessarily I was thinking in that moment, but I wasn't thinking long after that. Because when I tell you that she literally hit me with an open hand, and then called me pendejo and like stood over me. I was like, wow.
Woo!
That was
My
the last time
mother,
you did that, though.
my brother, my older brother took the 2 worst beatdowns I've seen of all my siblings. My mother, that's my grandmother, you know, grabbed him by the face and pulled him in, pow. And one day, my brother, I know I came home from school, and they were in my mother's room talking, and I was like, "Yo, mom, I'm home." He's like, all right, you know, take off your clothes and you can go outside. Like, all right, bet. I'm changing my clothes, and I heard her shouting at him. I'm like, man, so I'm keeping around the corner, like looking around, and he pushed my mother on the bed. My mother stood up.
Pushed
She
your mother?
grabbed the, yeah, he pushed her. I don't know what this nigga about. I don't think I think he's ready to die. But she grabbed the lamp.
So, question.
She didn't even hit me.
So
She
in
didn't even hit
today's
me, and I
world,
seen the Lucky Charms marshmallows. And she hit him. I seen the Lucky Charms marshmallows, and them stars like in a Bugs Bunny cartoon when Pete Puma got hit in the head with that mallet, and them stars are spinning around his head. I see the stars spinning around his head.
question. So
That's
in
how. Yeah.
today's world, do you think so? Some people may be like, you were abused. Do you think you were abused or disciplined?
Nah, I think I was disciplined.
Me too.
Now back then I thought I was abused because you said that stuff. I only spank you because I love you. Yeah, all right. But
Oh no, I ain't never get that. It was like, and you punished. That was how it ended.
You're like, I did that because I love you. Okay, I hope they hate. I don't want to see what happens when you hate me. But yeah, I think what I got, when I got spanked back then, I deserved that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe a couple of times I didn't deserve it because it's 4 of us, and we used to lie like who did what, and she said I'm gonna spank all y'all, so I know I got the right one.
All right, so when does it become abuse to you?
Oh, when you start beating somebody, punching them, and you just wilding out. I mean, my mother spanked me, but she didn't just like she wouldn't grab a damn freaking, I don't know, like a frying pan and hit me with it, not like that. She just, spanked me with the belt, but she didn't leave marks on me. But she got a point across though.
Yeah.
She got a point across.
I think when it becomes overly excessive or
Yeah.
when you're taking your emotion out, and I know a lot of people are like against physical forms of that. So I guess
my daughter India.
my question is I understand it. I do it and I understand the other methods. However, I think in some instances, depending on what it is, I think something like or because clearly if you keep talking and then you're not saying no different results and the behavior's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
My way of thinking sometimes, and I'm probably wrong, could be when it comes to consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather you correct it in a way, especially if you're not going to stick to punishments or anything like that? Because my punishment lasted years. My kids kept on okay, just add a couple. I told you my son missed the whole thing a year. Punished. He ain't go to
No, Coco. You want to hear somebody? My India, one of her friends, she put her son on. I felt so bad.
Like, because like so many of our young boys are like doing different, and young ladies now doing so many different things, so they're getting physically.
Look.
Hold on, physically, touched and all of that stuff by like law enforcement, other people in the community. Do you think if certain preventative, and I think a lot of that came into, they think they can't be touched.
Yeah.
And so we like shit. We was more afraid of doing stuff because we didn't want to. We not saying we failed our parents, but we knew we had consequences when we went home if we did something with. So you have children now that'd be like literally, and I've heard them like, she ain't gonna do nothing, or you can call her
because the parents are like the kids these days.
Yeah,
the parents are just like the kids. The parents, I mean, like when we came up, of course, we didn't have cell phones, stuff like that. But I even look at it how some of the parents Like when we came up, like they say, yeah, y'all had the same music back then that we got now. I said the difference is back then, our parents didn't let us listen to it.
Sure.
Like we had Millie Jackson back there. You know, if you listen to what Al Green's saying, you know, he told me I'm trying to hit them skins. Marvin Gaye, we had all them guys back there. The thing about it is, one thing we had, the music was censored. So the artist did a song, the dirty version, they did a clean version. And also our parents, when they listen to certain music, you go to your room.
Right.
You know, you might hear the, but you couldn't hear the words. Like I can't remember that lady's name. Oh shoot, dirty music. It's before Millie Jackson and them. But we didn't hear stuff like that. To where now, a lot of the parents, they let their children listen to it. Like when I was coming up, as much as I DJ, I would play sensitive versions in the house. And if they came, you're not playing that in the house. No. If I hear it in the house, I'm throwing it away.
Right.
So, but to where now, the parents are just like the kids. And when they call themselves disciplining the kids, what do they say? Do that MF and Instagram, I'm going to beat you up, blah, blah, blah. You know, you get all that. So the kids hear it. I'm like, well, sure, go to school and say the same thing.
Yeah.
I think.
But there's no real consequences. And
no consequences.
And it's like certain things. You ever hear some people and you be like, I be seeing kids outside and the stuff they be saying, I heard you. You be like, I be wanting to yoke that kid up. And I'm like, yo,
because see, back when we came up, we had the thing that it takes a village to raise a child. Back then, like I said, Richie's family's half Italian. He's half Italian members. I live in an Italian neighborhood. And if me and my brother was out there wilding out or whatever, come here. We come in the house, and they would wear our asses out. Or they'd be like, look, you stay in here till your mama get home. Mother come home. Let me tell you what your boy did. And see, back the neighbors was like, nah, you ain't gonna be doing all that nonsense out here. To where now, a neighbor can't say, yo, I seen your kid. Like, then why won't you mind your business, my child? Villages don't raise the children anymore. The parents don't raise the children anymore.
Because a problem too, Idris, is like that I noticed in that era. To your point, is like if I did some dumb shit and say my friend's dad has something to say about it to my pop, there was no extra discussion. There was no bullshit. There was accountability. There was apologies. And then there was probably, being on a strict grounding for a little bit, even if I wasn't all the way wrong, just because of the fact that it was a respect shown amongst adults in my community, regardless of socioeconomic background or whatever have you. Because that's one thing that I was proud of where I grew up. Like I remember my father kicked a kid off the team, Troy Carter, may he rest in peace. We lost him about a year ago. And I remember his mother and his father beating the ever-living shit out of him and telling him, apologize to Coach Richie.
Yeah.
And I think what I'm trying to say is like back then, it was like there was a unified respect if you were a parent, whether it was you were my mother or father or not. And that's something to the village point that, quite frankly, we don't see a lot of anymore because you have kids that could be disrespectful little assholes now. The adults are all the way in the right, whether they be a bus driver, whether they be a teacher, whether they be a principal or whatever have you. And now you're realizing why the kid's an asshole because the parent's even a bigger asshole.
Yep.
It's a different time with that because a lot of these parents are more concerned with being best friends.
Yeah, like I said, my daughter's friend, she put her son on punishment. This is what she did. I felt sorry for the boy. She nailed his window shut so he couldn't get out the window. She took his bed out of his room, took his TV out of his room. He had to sleep on a makeshift cot, blankets and stuff.
Oh, that's excessive.
Yeah, it was excessive. And I'm not gonna say her name because we're friends, so I'm not gonna embarrass her. But it was pretty messed up. Now I got my mother put me on punishment, where you better not go outside. But see, my mother put the fear in God so much in me that when she went to work or whenever, I know I ain't going outside. I tried it one time, like I'm going outside. I like she, cause you know, big as New York is, like she ain't gonna find me. So she went out. I forgot where she went. She might have went shopping. I can't remember. Her and my cousin. So homies coming, yo, what's up? I said, yo, let's go. Got on the train. We riding down to Manhattan. Guess who we bump into? My mother. You got 9 million mother effers in New York City. I'm living in the Bronx, the Williamsbridge section of the Wakefield section of the Bronx, and she spots me in Manhattan. We're all in love with that. That was the longest train ride home because I know I was getting my ass whooped. It was like walking to the death chamber, and you just never getting there. I was like, dang, she gonna beat my ass. And do you think she did? She gave me one beat that she gave me a beat down that Ike Turner would be proud of.
Oh wow.
She whooped I earned that shit too. She whooped my ass.
I told you did.
And we talked about it before she passed away. We was talking about stuff. And I was like, you remember when you whooped my ass when you caught me on the train? She said, I remember that. And I was like 12 then.
That's how my son got punished for a year. He was already punished. I think I told you he was already punished.
Oh yeah.
Him never listened. And he only had like a week to go, right? He already punished. I come home from work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ma. You know, he will speak to me outside. So, you know, Tasia and I'm looking like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Outside. I mean, having a ball, right? Just chilling. With his, like waving and shit. I was like, hey, come here real quick.
Yeah.
Where you supposed to be? He was like, you know. Where you at now? Where was you at a minute ago? Outside. 2 different places. So yeah, he got choked out, and he had an additional 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months, he did some other shit. I'm telling you, he said the whole year, Ma, can I go to the graduation party? No, he punished. My dad. He was punished the whole school year and the summer. Yeah, he finally got off in the fall.
Yeah, I put my.
He couldn't do nothing. He was never do nothing. If you act right, because his thing was he loved being outside. So I said,
Yeah.
oh, I ain't even gonna put my hands on you. Got you.
Man, I put my daughter on punishment one time where she couldn't leave her room. I went in there one day. She done made a whole living room out of her bedroom. And when she got off punishment, she stayed in her room because she done hooked the room up so much to where she didn't want to leave the room. I'm like,
no, you couldn't do no reinventing. That's not punishment. Punishment is
But see, my daughter she's so creative. That's what I'm saying.
Put that mess down. You ain't about to have fun on punishment and be comfortable. No, that's not punishment.
I mean, she didn't have a TV. Right. You know, she had a TV. You know, she didn't have a TV because she didn't have a TV, nothing like that. She just drew. She used to draw a lot. She just got creative in there. And cause see, I mean, she didn't go outside. She did everything. Like she would do her chores. She would do everything. Okay, you got to do dishes. She would do everything she's supposed to do. And I was like, okay, she's doing her thing. So then, you know, her little week came up where she's ready to get out. I said, yo, you all punch me. She said, Dad, I don't even want to go outside. I said, what? She said, I just want to stay in my room. I go in her room. She done drew pictures here. She done this. She done hooked up her bed. She done made a little desk. And I'm like, mother.
I'd have snatched that all down and extended.
But see, she was on punishment then. She was on punishment.
If you let me tell you something. That little boy knew. That's when was it? PlayStation 2, 3 was popping back then.
Oh.
Took that.
Oh yeah. Oh, my son.
Only thing you could do was read or study. And that anytime he saw, you know how kids try to act like they got attitude, be like throwing little snake or all that around. You gonna clean that's something else what you do. Clean it up. You gonna clean that up. You cannot watch no TV. You can read some books and do whatever.
But that's what she did. She read. She did that. She did all that.
For all of that drawing and stuff that you like to do, you can't do nothing that you enjoy.
I didn't want to take the art. I was gonna let her draw. Because I like to draw. I wasn't gonna take the.
When you get no punishment, but you ain't about to make it where as though you're confined.
She drew me a birthday card and everything. I was like,
to get off punishment.
I said, thank you. She said, Dad, I'm sorry for what I did. I like, all right. And then I went in the room. I was like, bitch. I'm looking around the room like, what the hell? She said, you see what I did? I'm like, yeah.
Sucker, she got you because my kids just do the same thing. Mom, look what we did. We cleaned the whole house. Damn. Okay. Can we go outside? No. You still punished. You doing this time to the door. I don't care what you do.
What's the next topic anyway? We ain't got much time.
I mean, just whatever you want to talk about, because that was it. Because we already did the financial. Okay, generational wealth. But because you missed that part.
No, you know what we should talk about?
What?
You there, Richie, right? I can't see because your screen is dark on this end.
No, I'm here, but
let's talk about Bailey Zappi getting cut from the New England Patriots and going to the Kansas City Chiefs. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. He did though. He's not the quarterback. Well, I mean, y'all got. Anyway, generation wealth.
Every time I try to be cute and sophisticated, y'all gotta come for me. I got Jada.
No. You straight. No, y'all got.
I'm not even tripping.
All right.
Tripping.
We're gonna talk about that on Richie's show though.
We can't. But I got the second week, right? We're gonna do the first and the second week.
Yeah.
I'm with all the shenanigans.
All right, Shanae. So here we go. Generation wealth. I think we do need to plan for the future. I said my main thing is like the insurance thing. I mean, I know that's like something a little different, but I still see it as if a person.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Because it's a couple of Ravens fans in here. So I went to two of the games, right?
Mm-hmm.
They lost, right? So and everybody was like, it don't matter. Fucking games don't matter. It's only fucking preseason. It's a preseason game. So okay, you're right. It's preseason. We here. They lost.
You know what, Coco? The thing about it don't matter. But
it don't matter. But this is what I heard. So when they thought they was getting ready to come back, yeah, they even high-fiving me. So when they missed and they lost at the end of that last second, they scored. I hollered so bad. Fuck Eagles fans! They ready to fight. I said it doesn't matter. It's all.
Hey, but you know what they about that, Coco? When the Ravens and Richie can verify this, when they were setting these records for most preseason games, one in a row, Ravens were like, yeah, we ain't lost a preseason game in 3 or 4 years. Now they start losing. Oh, it's just preseason. No, where's that energy y'all had?
No,
the last 2-3 years when y'all winning preseason games.
I gotta call out.
That was displayed.
You said, where Richie?
Sorry, Coco. I gotta call out friend of your show as well as friend of my show, Chris Dixon.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Bro.
That guy.
When he said, do your research when you talk about never beating Pittsburgh, I immediately showed him Lamar Jackson's record against Mike Tomlin over the last 5 years. I was like, homie, how far do we want to go back? Do we want to go back to Joe Flacco?
Right.
Yo, Lamar Jackson's a dynamic football player and a 2-time MVP, deserving it twice. Mm-hmm. But Lamar Jackson has struggled to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
So when it was in the headliner for our North show. Mm-hmm. And I said, is this the year that, essentially saying, can the Ravens start beating the Steelers? I'm like, bro,
but isn't he a
he's been
Cowboy
in the
fan?
league since 2019. Look at that record against the Steelers. I think it's
Mhm.
2
He
or
a
5.
fair weather fan. He like the
But
Cowboys.
isn't
He
he a
like the
Cowboy fan
Ravens.
too?
Who?
Isn't Chris a Cowboy fan though?
He saying he like both. I don't like people like that.
Nah,
I mean, he
I
cool.
can't like
He
both.
cool with me, but you can't be on deep and then when I really like this one. Which one did you
Nah.
like?
No,
Really,
I think I was just more taken back. I think I was just more taken back that he thought I was just talking shit without knowing what I was saying. I think that's the one that got me a little more disturbed than anything else.
Lamar Jackson has struggled against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's had it hard against the Cleveland Browns too.
yeah.
It's just like Joe Burrow with the Cleveland Browns. He's had a problem with the Cleveland Browns too. I mean, but Pittsburgh has had his number.
So Jay Bear's disagreeing. I just need you guys to know. He said he's in typing in all caps also as well. He said we can beat the Steelers, and then he asked me, "You were at the game?" Yes, I saw the L.
Jay Bear, Google Lamar Jackson's record against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bro, I was mind blown that he really thought that I would just post some shit that I didn't know that I was saying. That's the one that got me a little.
Oh,
Like,
he got it in his feelings. It's okay.
yeah, I was like surprised. I was like, damn, bro, who pissed in your Cheerios today?
Oh, I forgot. Paul is a Dolphins fan, so he going for Miami. We got y'all October 6th. No, October was that 7th? Yeah, no, October 7th, I think.
But guess who's hurt?
Okay.
Odell Beckham Jr. again.
He always hurt.
Ain't even started the season. Already hurt for 5 weeks. I think he's gonna be out. 4 to 6 weeks. Already hurt.
Walked away from the Kardashians unscathed.
All he got to do is open up his eyes and he pulls his hamstring.
No man walks away from the Kardashians unscathed.
No man. No man.
I don't think he would. I think this is his last hoorah. He might just
This
go.
is it.
Yeah, he might just go ahead every time because he can't stay healthy enough.
He can't stay healthy. Can't stay healthy.
So
Can't play
like,
a full
even though
season.
you can't stay healthy enough to play, ain't nobody going to invest no money in you like that.
You can't play a full season.
I'll tell you what, though, he has a good agent because he's been paid well for. He is the most overhyped number 3 receiver in football history.
And you know something, Richie? Our stupid fans say, yeah, we should bring OBJ back. No, we shouldn't.
They're too nostalgic.
What would they bring him back to New York for? He left New York and then talked trash about Eli Manning with Lil Wayne. No, he don't need to come back to New York. We're good. Yeah, he got his ring. He won his ring in LA. Happy for him. But no, we don't need. No, forget that. We don't need no nostalgia. We need to win. Get nostalgia. We need to win. I don't care. I mean, he was electric when we had him, but he missed more games with us than he played.
Mm-hmm.
And people, no, but shut up. He's the same dude.
It's funny this comes up.
These same guys crying over Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley did some great things for us. However,
J-Man said OBJ should not have been traded. And then Paul said he's still trying to live those glory years at Miami, wasted money.
OBJ couldn't stay. J-Bear, OBJ couldn't stay healthy for us.
I think we traded him at the perfect time because
we did. We did.
Yeah.
We have an all pro defensive tackle that we got in that
trade. Yeah. We
Odell
actually
Beckham
got
hasn't made a Pro Bowl since he left the Giants.
And we also had got what's the kid from Jersey?
Jabril Peppers at the time.
Jabril Peppers. We got him. I mean, he's
with the Patriots now.
Yeah, but he did some good things with us. So, he's with the Patriots. I like Jabril though. I like Jabril Peppers. I just think
I ain't one of them delusional people. I ain't gonna say we going to the Super Bowl, but I think we gonna be better than what people think.
So you're gonna win 3 games, is what you're saying?
I got him winning. I think 4 or 5.
Remember you said that. No, we're gonna lie my whole life.
J-Bear better worry about the Ravens. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I like Lamar Jackson, I really do.
Yeah.
But still got KC sitting there waiting.
I've got no bad for Lamar. I just think that certain guys.
I think their defense look good though. Their defense always look good. It just be their offensive line that sometimes drop the ball, that don't follow through when they need to.
The Derrick Henry Lamar
Jackson the game by itself.
The Derrick Henry Lamar Jackson marriage is going to be interesting because I've been telling a lot of fantasy heads, don't draft Henry because people forget Lamar takes 30% of the runs.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Jackson's not going to change his style just because
I
they
can
have
see Richie now.
just because
I
they
guess I
have
need to
running
get.
back.
I guess I need to get bumped out. Now I can see him.
I don't think Lamar and Henry is going to work to the fullest capability. That's my personal opinion.
You know?
Somebody's gonna lose carries. Someone's gonna lose carries. Cause Henry needs to have the ball.
Yeah.
And Lamar needs to have the ball.
And if you're playing,
but if they can get good chemistry, I think he can let that ball go away. So and then that could also keep him from not getting freaking injured, always trying to get the yardage
run the
because
ball.
his offensive line can't get open or nothing like that. The offensive line is always questionable with the Ravens. Their defense always show up.
Yeah.
I can say that. I'll give them that.
But
it's
Jay said
their
you're
offensive
delusional.
line. Yeah, their offensive line though is a little questionable. So I'm curious to see how they look though.
Okay, but look here, it's the end of the show. It's 2 hours. We did 2 hours, and we finished with sports. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Ravens fans, we done pissed off.
They're gonna be okay. Long as that little receiver don't start taunting in the end zone and fumble the ball. Anyway, once again,
that 30-7 was crazy.
Once again, thank you for tuning to the. I'm about to say Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Thank you for tuning to Casual Convo. Watch us every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and handradio.org.
And Spotify.
Oh, and Spotify.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe.
I was going to say that too. Shouts out to the Trump supporters who have joined in. We welcome you. We have good conversations here, and we'd like you to join in on our conversations. You know, it's a safe space here. You don't have to worry about being attacked. We try to keep it cordial here. Thanks for responding to the board.
After the second week of football on the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports
Let
Podcast.
me do it. I was getting ready to say all that. You interrupted my outro.
Oh, you were second too long. Go ahead.
I was going to say it. Catch us all again on the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast in 2 weeks. That's the man right there. Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast on YouTube, Facebook. Check them out. Instagram. We go live and we bring it. All three of us. Well, we got another guy, Mike Zappy. But Coco is gonna be joining the show. We don't have a set time. We show up when the news happens. That's how we do it. Thank you for Rich Behind the Boards. Thank you for Richie Hicks Jr. for joining in. Thank you, Jen, who also joined in. I couldn't see y'all for a while. Oh, there she go. I can actually see you. I can see you now.
Thank you for having me.
You couldn't see.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm your co-host, Boscoe from the Bronx. That's my host, Coco. We are out to next week. Wu-Tang Wednesday. We're out. Skeet. Peace.
I just want to ski.